So next algorithm is TSL instruction. The TSL instruction is what? Test and set lock. Yes, the last session we have seen Peterson solution, right? That is satisfying our requirement. What was the limitation of the Peterson solution? Peterson Decker's algorithms are both the same. What was the major limitation? One limitation is what? It is limited to two processes. Another limitation is what? The busy wait is there. That is busy wait mechanism. There are two problems we have observed in a Peterson solution, correct? And so when we have seen the lock variable, what was the problem with the lock variable concept? Lock variable case, it is not satisfied the mutual exclusion, correct or not? Why mutual exclusion failed? Due to like when the process reading the lock value, initial value, and before when lock equals 0, it can enter into critical section by making lock equal to 1, correct or not? When the lock value is 0 and before entering critical section, you have to make the lock equal to 1, enter, correct? Just before making the lock equal to 1, if preemption is occurred, means operating system if it is decide to schedule another process, now value going to be changes, correct or not? So due to that, it is not satisfying mutual exclusion. And that particular point, if we able to carry out reading of lock value and updating the lock value like into 1, these two instructions if we able to carry it out like without preemption, if we execute these two instructions, there won't be a problem in lock variable. Am I right? Yes or no? So that's the updation of that modified version of lock variable is nothing but TSL instruction. Here look this, we face the problem reading of lock value, updating the lock value equal to 1, that in preemption is caused, we got a problem, correct? These two instructions if we able to carry it out in like atomically, then there is a problem here. So look this, it is a mutual exclusion busy wait mechanism, same way, and it is a multi-process solution. Like this one additional advantage over the Peterson solution is what? The multi-processes, several processes can be scheduled. TSL instruction is executed in kernel mode atomically. The TSL is nothing but instruction. It is not run in user mode. It will run in kernel mode atomically. Atomically meaning what? Atomicity means what? Without preemption. Now look the syntax. Instruction syntax. TSL you should write and one register and flag. The syntax for this instruction is TSL register flag. What this says, what this instruction will do? The fundamentally this TSL instruction will carry out two major functions, two major operations. You understand what is the major operation? The first thing, it copies the current value of flag into register. It copies the current flag value into register. Then set the flag value always 1. Set the value of flag always 1. These two operations are carried out in kernel mode without preemption. These two operations are carried out or executed in kernel mode without preemption when you are initializing TSL instruction. So quickly I'll write the code for TSL instruction. We'll observe, and this TSL instruction is also guarantees the mutual exclusion, progression, and bounded wait same as a Peterson solution. But what is the advantage with the TSL? The TSL is supporting more number of process. So let me write the code. Entry section if you observe. So entry section instruction 1. So TSL instruction let's take register I comma memory location flag. Flag is nothing but here lock. Flag is nothing but lock variable. Second instruction. Look this second instruction. So when I write TSL register flag only, same syntax, right? When I run this instruction, this particular instruction is going to be executed kernel mode without preemption. Am I right? What is what this instruction is carried out? This will do two functions, two operations. One is initial value of current value of flag will be loaded into register RI and set the flag value is always to 1. These two instructions are carried out. These two operations are carried out by this instruction. Next, so when you have to compare this register I to 0 you have to compare. It is same code like a this code of TSL instruction same as a lock variable. Same I have read the initial value of lock value loaded into register. I compare to 0 and we are loading into what? And jump non-zero case step 1. Yes or no? Step 1. And what is the fourth instruction we have run? Store the lock code 1 or not. But we should not, no need to write that instruction. You can enter into critical section. Yes or no? Fourth instruction you can enter into critical section. Fifth, this is entry, this is exit, you can understand. Entry, exit. So exit, if you see, exit. That is, so if I write fifth instruction, store this memory location flag value equal to 0. Same like a exit section of the lock variable. Exit section of the lock variable. Yes or no? Let us trace out this by taking an example like entry. Suppose there are, otherwise I will write simply, in concurrent environment ready queue has process P1, process P2, process P3 is there. There are 3 processes available. So let's take this is CPU, the CPU execution, and there is a critical section is there. At time 0, suppose process P1 scheduled. Please do understand tracing. At time 0 process P1 schedule. What process P1 has to run? Run instruction 1. What instruction 1 says? TSL register M of flag. What is the meaning? Initial current flag value or current lag value you have to copy into register and set the lock equal to 1 or set the flag equal to 1. See, these things happen in lock variable also. You have to read the initial lock value, and if it is 0, make lock equal to 1, you jump, correct or not? These 2 instructions we are not running in user mode, just we are running in kernel mode. That you have to understand. Now look this instruction will read first register. Let's take register R1, reading flag value, initially flag equal to 0. So flag value is 0 now, 0, and set the flag equal to, initially flag equal to 0. Read the initial value of flag, place into R1 register, set flag equal to 1. These 2 instructions run in kernel only, that we understand. And second instruction, what is second instruction? And please do understand one more point. When first instruction is running, the preemption will not cause, because first instruction will not execute into user mode. This will run in kernel mode. That is clearly. Second instruction, compare register equal to 0. What is R value? 0. Yes, comparison done. What is third step? Jump non-zero case. Step 1, it is not non-zero, it is 0. It is jumping into directly. So it will run nothing but it will not, condition is not satisfied. Then fourth instruction will run. It will jump to where? Critical section. Any doubt here? So just I have read the flag value. Now I check the condition, I enter into critical section. Suppose when critical section is running, if preemption is occurred for this process 1. So after T4, assume that, means please do understand the amount of time given for P1 might be expired under time sharing system. So while you running instructions of critical section for P1, it might be preempted. So you can schedule either P2 or P3. I schedule P2. Let's take example. P2 I have taken. What P2 will run? First instruction. What is first instruction? Read the current value of flag and place into register. Set the flag equal to 1. So let's take register R2 here. Now read the current flag value. How much current flag value? 1. You read, place into register and set the flag equal to 1. So what is current flag value? 1 only. You again I am setting it to 1. I set the 1. Check second instruction. What is second instruction? Compare register to 0. So now what is the register? 1. 1 I compared to 0. I compared. So now it is non-zero. Yes or no? R2 value is non-zero. Condition is false. I am comparing the register to 0. It is not true. So jump non-zero to step 1. So it is jumping to where? It is jumping towards step 1 only. So it is repeating or not? Now it is busy wait only. Process P2 will be keep on testing this condition. Busy wait. Keep on testing these 2 instructions continuously until the flag becomes 0. When that is possible? It is not possible. It is busy wait. After some time, CPU time over. When CPU time is over, after some time, if T8 assume that if P1 comes again, So what P1 will do? It is in critical section only, right? Critical section. Once critical section over, it will run fifth instruction. What is fifth instruction? Store flag equal to 0. Now flag value I am updating into 0. So now means process P1 critical section work is over. It may move for other task, that is doing for non-critical work. If later at time 12, the process P2 comes. What process P2 there? It was running again step number 1 only, right? Keep on checking 1 2 1 2 only. Again we will check TSL register flag. Now read the, let's take P2, right? R2 value. Flag value, read what a flag value is 0. So 0 I kept here. And second instruction, compare R2 equal to 0. Yes, successful. And it is not jumping to, it is jumping to where? Directly enter into critical section. Look this. You tell me, does this satisfy the mutual exclusion? Does it satisfy mutual exclusion or not? Yes. See, what we expected, mutual exclusion must be guaranteed, means critical section only one process is to run at a time. Yes or no? See, when P1 is entered into critical section, it got preempted by holding the critical came out, and P2 is not allowed to use the critical section because we made the lock equal to 1 or not before only. This making lock equal to 1 happened in kernel mode execution. That is the reason we are able to protect. If you run this instruction again user mode, same problem will arise what we have done in lock variable, correct or not? That only we modified. Instead of running user mode, we have run into kernel mode, so that protectively it is run, so we could able to protect the flag value. So only one process allowed to use critical section. Now, so what the point we understand? So only one is allowed, that nothing but first one. So mutual exclusion is guaranteed. Second one, progression. Second one, progress. Look, this is progress. See, when process P2, when process P1, see, let's take, it is critical section. When process P1 completed its critical section, when process P1 completed critical section, nothing but critical section is free. When it is completed, it came out of critical section. So whenever critical section is free, no process should stop other interested process, right? No other process should stop, no process should stop other interested process. Look this, when P1 is leaving critical section, it is making flag equal to 0. When it is making flag equal to 0, nothing but other can enter or not. Yes or no? P1 is not stopping other interested process. It is just making flag equal to 0. It is indicates that other process can enter into critical section. So it is also satisfying what? Progression. So progression also guaranteed. Mutual exclusion guaranteed, progression also guaranteed. I think you are understanding. Progression means when I make the flag equal to 0, that nothing but other can come. And it also find satisfying what? Bounded waiting. So how bounded waiting happen? See, suppose process P1 completed critical section. If it have tried again, suppose, so it is completed critical section, make the flag equal to 0, again it tried. Suppose if you tried, then what happens here? What happens here? What happens? Now you are reading TSL instruction flag value 0. That 0 you are reading, you are making to 1, correct or not? That depends on the see. And when P1 again it comes, by the time P2 is keep on trying, right? By the time P2 is keep on trying, so it might be a modified flag equal to 1, correct? So depends on that which process comes first to update in the flag value, that definitely will get the chance for execution critical section. It is also satisfy the bounded wait. So now look this, like a Peterson, TSL instruction is satisfying all our requirements, correct or not? Yes or no? Now the TSL instruction is having additional advantage over Peterson is that multi-process solution, but it has some limitation. What is the limitation? Busy wait. It is also suffers from the problem of busy wait, correct or not? Busy wait means you understand this is wasting the CPU time, correct or not? But both algorithm implementable, and many initial operating system were implemented by these algorithms. And what happened with these two, Peterson and TSL, Peterson, TSL, both are satisfying our requirement, but both are suffering one problem as priority inversion problem. Priority inversion problem got suffered. Like when we are applying the preemptive priority based scheduling algorithm, use it in shortage of first, so shortest short-term scheduler case. In short-term scheduler case, if you have to use preemptive priority scheduling algorithm, under critical section case, if you are running TSL or Peterson solution, that may leading to priority inversion problem. So this is the point we observed from this algorithm. So we'll We'll continue next session. Next algorithm is semaphores. We'll look. First you copy it.